All right, welcome to the latest edition of the FPL America podcast. This is David Smith.
Travis Hoig.
Brian Shesko.
Gentlemen, what a weekend.
Your head looks
matches.
real skinny without headphones on.
Yeah.
Have you lost weight or just
he
lost
just
headphones?
Doesn't have headphones. He just lost headphones. What a weekend.
I got a haircut.
And we have so much to discuss.
You missed an opportunity, right? Like cutting all the sides off and just going Matt Sells all the way.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. You keep trying to talk. I just keep
No, it's
interrupting
fine.
you.
Let's talk about Brian's hair. It's beautiful. I don't have hair. You don't have hair like that. So let's talk about Brian's hair.
No, let's talk about what happened in game week 2.
What a weekend. From Friday game to all the way to the blockbuster on Monday. It was absolutely wild games. Wild because we saw so many different things from so many different teams. And we have a segment that we'll discuss that a little bit more in depth in Jekyll and Hyde. But there's a few things, Brian, that I find kind of funny.
Okay.
I saw multiple, high uppity pundits saying that if your rank's in the above 5 million, then you don't know what you're doing. And I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty funny. Granted, I might not know what I'm doing, but with 11 million total players in the beginning of this season here, I'm in the top 100,000. I know Travis is.
I think
because he's 1 point ahead of me. Congrats, mini league, top of the league, Travis.
Good job.
For the first time that I can remember.
Not paying attention.
I think a lot of I think a lot of people have jokes. I think that's the big thing.
Maybe, probably.
Because I know, for example, like FPL Wire this week, that's kind of how they started, was like just kind of relaxing on everything. But that's what Pross. That's how kind of Pross started. It was like, I don't have any answers.
It's
he's doing terrible.
It's gonna even out, but
It will.
I guess
it doesn't mean anything yet.
No, completely. But I do want to say this, like, you don't have to it seems like once the other pundits out there, the big ones that everyone know, it's like they all feed on each other and they all end up regurgitating the same things over and over and over again.
We're good,
Brian,
Pat.
you've said this for
That's what I said.
You've said this for but we don't regurgitate the same stuff that they said. We might say a stat or this or that. My strategy was completely different. I'm doing just fine. And Brian, you've said this for years. The great thing about this game is you can play it so many different ways.
Yeah.
Even throughout the season.
But so many people listen to the top pundits and play it the same way that they play it.
The clone team finder is a hilarious thing because so many people clone. Like, that was the joke, especially after week 2, is that so many people had the exact same rank as FPL Harry.
Yeah,
because they just did exactly what he did. And so
he earned that type of trust, though,
sure.
right? Like, he's good at the game.
But also, if you want to play that way, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's not.
You're right. You're not
trying.
Yeah. Like I said,
what are you learning? What are you gaining from the experience?
I don't know how else to say. Ask anyone who's won FPL who they copied.
Right.
Well, and the good news is for me is that I'll just say I'm looking at him.
This is true. Travis, you did take an oath to start this season that you were going to pretty much do what Brian says,
which is great.
Every week I do something that Brian says.
Yeah.
And like that's what it comes down to. And this last week, Brian basically said it's too early to do anything. Save your transfers.
Sit there, stare.
Just sit there
nothing,
and sit there and give up. And that's what I did.
Never try.
Well, this week is almost a perfect example. And I remember saying this on our preseason pod and then said it again last week, is so many times in this season, whatever happens in the first week won't happen in the second week. And if your guys don't score in the first week, hold tight. Give them a chance to come around. Now, it didn't happen with everybody. Cole Palmer has two gimps in a row. Granted, he didn't play the second match.
Yeah.
But, and that's the other thing. If a lot of people went heavy and they and they planned on for the first 2 to 3 weeks knowing the starting lineup, and they weren't planning for a bench, and then all of a sudden they have nobody to sub in. Now, I had someone sub in and with a 1, but I mean there was still.
I got 2 sub-ins this week. That was fantastic. I love that. I love when that happens.
Palmer and
so I had Palmer and Reuter. Reuter did not play, so because we'll just, we can talk about this as we get into it.
So, anyways, we will. There's obviously, as we've already kind of started, so much to talk about. Travis, throw the schedule up there if you don't mind on the screen.
You got it.
We will. Wow, we never have 6. Is that 6 or 7? Good Lord!
You guys just kept talking, and I just kept adding things, and I was like, "Well, 17. Let's keep it at 5." And you're like, "No, we need to talk about this." And
if anyone needs to step out now and make a McDonald's run or something and come back,
I really do. I'm starving.
We're probably going to be
I
had a huge glass of water.
We're probably going to be here till
there's a way.
11:17. So
okay, all right. So let's dive in on it. First, the category wild and out. Travis, what does that even mean?
Well, you're the one that was saying, "Hey, when you wildcarding?" Because there's so many people that are thinking about it. You said before the pod you were thinking that you wanted to hold to Old Faithful, which is hold the line until the first international break.
Yep.
Regardless of what's happening, you are committed to that.
Right.
Tell me why. If your team is your team's not performing terribly, but
no,
if
my
you've
team's doing great.
If you've got a terrible team, why not bail now? Especially with all the transfer rules and the chip rules that have come in.
That's fair. It's a really good point. For me personally, why I'm not doing it now, number one, I don't have to. But, I have not made my transfer yet this week, I don't think. Have I?
Uh-oh.
That's hilarious.
I think you did.
I don't think I have.
I'll bet you did.
No, you made it on the pod change.
I have not.
Last week.
Okay. Wow, good.
So I still have my transfer, but I've been trying to use the wise words of Brian, where information is better than price drops, although that's really hard to stomach in the beginning of the season. So I've been keeping up on Fantasy Fix. I did make a transfer.
Uh-huh.
And then the price didn't move, Brian.
I knew it.
I transferred out Areola. I was worried about losing a 10th on a backup goalkeeper
transfer. Can you believe
brutal.
that?
Is
absolutely
bad.
Brutal. So, anyways,
how many players would you wildcard if you click the button now? How many players would you change in your current 15?
So I don't know the status of Saka. Well, I do know the status of Saka. We know that he's out 3 to 4 weeks. So that's at least 2 match weeks because of
given what happened last season. Why in the world are you gonna err on the side of his flimsy hamstring?
Thankfully, Arsenal's in a place where we can afford to have him sit a few extra weeks to make sure that it's good.
Which only begs the question even more. With what you know, why would you then not transfer him out?
Right. I've already gotten rid of him.
Especially given what you just said. You do have the flexibility.
So now it's either do I wild card now, right? Or do I, which it doesn't matter if I get the transfer back or not. It won't matter because if I wild card, it'll just disappear. Or I could take hits and then see how many hits I have to take and then decide if it's worth it to just wild card.
Yeah.
So,
but your questionable spots are Saka.
I have Saka and Palmer.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot. Anyone who went there,
it's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a ton of money.
Crap ton of money.
Which means that you would likely then potentially not just replace them, but also use that money elsewhere, right?
Correct. Exactly. So whether it's upgrade Fulkrug to Ekatike, whether it's upgrade Fulkrug to Holland and get rid of Watkins.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I've thought about that too.
So it's like there's 4 spots. It's
you really
Watkins.
Want to talk about something?
Just
Fulkrug, Saka, Palmer at the moment. And I don't know if I need to get rid of Palmer, but it's those types of things and moves that it's like.
You have 8 Nori?
No.
Okay.
No.
It's just that it's
defense is the strength of my team at the moment. Okay. No.
It's just that the first 3 topics of discussion here all kind of blend into each other because it's a little bit about whether you would, who of these guys you're changing.
Yeah.
Salah is definitely a part of that, at least for 2 of us that are sitting.
I don't have him.
One of us that is sitting here, that affects me.
Yeah.
And then your replacements are likely coming from topic number 3. that batch of really nicely performing middle-priced midfielders.
Yeah.
I've also seen a lot of pundits saying Ben Crellin being one of them, which I don't include him in the dummy.
Oh no,
That's 100%
he's
no.
brilliant. He is planning a wild card because he is a super planner for game week 6. And again, I'll probably do it after. I don't know. It might happen this week. I was just trying to make it one more week, mainly because when I do it, I'm gonna bring in probably a few more Liverpool players, at least one, and probably an Arsenal defender. And I just don't know, along with changing out, Watkins and I mean, I'd love to at this point have Gyökeres, Pedro, and Haaland in my front three, and we'll get to it in a minute. Some of the guys who are mid-priced,
I still don't get
are doing
Gyökeres.
really, really well.
He scored 2 goals. One of them's a penalty, but the other one is he just doesn't. He's not doing it for me.
Well, I want to talk
He's
about
not
him
involved
in a
enough.
minute.
Yeah.
Just I could wild card right now. When I was clicking through, I could take out 7.
Oh, wow.
I could go half my team, where I'm like, yeah, I could move that guy on.
Right.
You just haven't bonded with him enough.
And that may or may not include Salah. I could.
I don't think that's a bad idea. I wrestled with it.
We're not on the Ghost of Salah,
but
unless we officially move.
It's just that I'm in the same boat as a lot of other people where I don't know that I could name. I mean, I can look at the same list of players and see, oh, I like the look of that guy, and it's 15 people. So I'm like, but first of all, it's all entirely based on the first 2 weeks of performance in comparison to who I've got, which everyone's
information. You got information now, yeah.
But that's what that's all the top transfers in. It's all and of course it's all the top scoring people. I had 2 transfers. I've used them already, which I really didn't want to do that.
That's surprising.
But I also didn't want to lose. I already lost a 10th on Fulkrug. That was not great. Half of the league has gone up a 10th in the players that I was looking at getting anyway, which is happening to everybody.
Same.
And I didn't want to lose a 10th on Saka. So that was the reason why I pulled the trigger now. I feel pretty good about who I got in, but I also would have felt good about the 6 or 7 other people that I would have brought in. I missed every price. The other thing I could have done as I salivate over taking a hit, I could do that too. I didn't want to lose a 10th on Palmer. I'm probably going to do that. If his price didn't drop already, it'll drop tomorrow.
It hasn't.
Okay, fantastic.
It has not.
All right, real quick.
I'm
going to get a glass of water. I'm so thirsty.
Great.
So you guys will be fine.
I'm gonna mute his microphone.
I missed all price rises on everyone except Reinders so far this season. So Reinders is the only player that I have who's gone up in price.
Same. That's so weird because I'm
did,
exactly the same point.
Did
Poro?
I
don't think so.
Oh no,
he was down last week. So
Cucurella, that's the other guy.
Oh yeah.
Cucurella's gone up. I think wild carding to get all of these top transfers in. If I really cared about the price changes, I would have done it on Sunday. I would have done it the second that somebody did well on the Saturday game.
Eventually, but
right. But
it's hard to justify when you're making that many moves, I guess.
It's just that it's so costly at this point. But what makes it worst, I think, and this is something that I was hoping he would have been here, Dave, the other guy.
Never heard of him.
Injuries and the underperforming of the top players kind of wrecked the whole reason of why you would early transfer anyway, and that's to get the premium players. So the reason why I feel like the reason why you end up making big giant changes to your team is to shift money around where you're shifting a bunch of money forward. You're shifting a bunch of money to the midfield. Well, if you guys started with no Haaland, no Salah. So your money's already shifted around. But Dave and I we started with Saka and Palmer. Well, now, who am I going to move to? Am I moving? Salah's in my team. So that's why I was going to say,
you could probably fit in Haaland at that point.
Well, when we get to talk about Salah here, it's the reason why, Salah's not doing nothing, but it's not exactly
Not doing
inspiring
enough.
a lot of confidence in anything. So, but since it's the premium midfielders, since it's Saka and Palmer that are hurt, I think it might have been a net negative on him this week. Well, now it's a positive. He's got a net positive transfer in this week of like 60,000, 70,000. It's 181,000 transfers in and 117,000 transfers out. So like Salah, like you know, when we
That makes 0 sense.
I'm saying that because
That makes 0 sense.
I'm saying it's because Saka, Palmer, it's because the expensive players. What I said before you got here, I'll repeat it for everybody, for the whole world to hear.
I heard you coming down the steps.
Right, but just the idea that if it wasn't for the injuries to premium players, you'd be moving. Like if Saka, it's all the what ifs. If Saka's hamstring stays intact after that game, first of all,
right.
I don't think he finishes with just a goal. So that's the first thing.
Probably.
Even if they take him off early, he still is going to end up with the extra. He's going to make it to 60 minutes. And then you're talking about Saka being like Salah to Saka as an obvious transfer. Like if you were going to move down, you would have the Saka decision to make.
Yeah.
Where now you don't. Like now you have only the idea of being able to go up to Salah.
Well,
So that's what I'm saying. I just think like
at least right now, right? Like that's
Right.
And the question really becomes: do you wild card now or do you wait? Right? And that's I guess the primary concern is that could still be a question you have to answer if you decide not to wild card now. Right?
Yeah.
Or not to take hits now, not to move all that money around. You can sit on Salah, see if things turn around, see if he becomes more involved, because he's not
I mean, he's
not
going to
doing
score
anything.
what, 2 against you? 3?
I
At
doubt
least.
it. I doubt
Probably.
But it's forward.
And Salah will be back, or Saka will be back. Sorry.
But it's forward too. So you moving to Holland? A lot of people are. 213,000 transfers in for Salah, 132,000 transfers out. I mean for Holland. So 213 in for Holland, 132,000 out. Ollie Watkins. I started with Ollie Watkins. Did you start with Ollie Watkins?
Yeah.
Dave, did you start with Ollie Watkins?
I did.
So are you transferring Ollie Watkins out?
I'm heavily
Really
considering it.
Do you have
it.
any confidence in it? It's Crystal Palace this week. I don't have any confidence in it. I feel like Crystal Palace is going to play him tough because they play.
Oh
they're
yeah,
gonna
Crystal
play
Palace is playing really tough because Gahey has had a backroom handshake with Arsenal to not transfer to Liverpool till after this weekend.
So there's two.
So Gahey will be there. It's his farewell game.
So there's
Yeah,
two
right.
players, and if Ollie,
You know I'm right.
Why on earth would he do that? That doesn't make any sense.
Facts.
if Ollie Watkins had scored this week in a game that was a decent matchup for him, we wouldn't be talking about this.
You're
We'd
right,
be
but he
transferring it in.
didn't.
But he didn't. Holland. He was a captain choice for a ton of people because it's just Spurs. What are they going to do? Beat us? And they do. And now Holland is like, I don't know how much
They shut him
need
out.
to go get him.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like normally,
I have more to say about that, but about Holland. But
and then on the back line, Frimpong, Nori, Gvardiol still injured. The Liverpool defense stinks.
Yeah.
And they
They're
play
bad.
Arsenal this week. Arsenal, who is doing really well, plays Liverpool this week. So like there's no urgency to move to like I get why Calafiori and Timber are highly transferred in.
sure they scored a lot of points.
It makes it obviously, but like are you rushing to get them
Not this week. No, that's why I'm
Right.
No.
So this is exactly what I'm saying. For me, the wild card, like I could, but it would be the same exact people that are on the list of top transfers in. And that's the reason why having that extra transfer. Wait a minute. If you wild card, so I had 2 transfers this week. If I wild card next week, I come back to the number of transfers I had. Is that
think so.
right?
I think they
that's
changed
how that works.
I think so.
If only there was a way.
I can't click that
I can't.
much.
I can't keep up that much.
What I'm saying is, like, the 2 transfers I have, I'm pretty content with the state of the rest of the team. I feel like I have enough positive to go on. I do like some of the longer term, purchases, whatever. The other thing about this, though, We talked about this before. You're looking at fixture planners and you're looking at fixture ratings that are green and red and gray.
Mm-hmm.
And whether that's on an FPL site or whether that's on whatever other site you're looking at, and it's all based like I said, it's all based largely on last season's performance or the little tiny bit of information you have this season. Did anyone expect Spurs to shut out Manchester City and to destroy Burnley?
I thought they might have a shot, actually.
So, but I'm saying, did you expect them to have 2 clean sheets in a row and for Vicario to be by far the number 1 scoring goalkeeper in FPL?
So this is a weird question for me because he has been my goalkeeper.
What an idiot.
But I wanted him for Burnley. I love Spurs' start of the season. So I have Vicario and Van de Beek.
This is why he's leading the league.
Second in the league. Travis first.
Right.
But so I did do that, but if Areola would have been starting for West Ham, I probably would have started Areola this weekend against who'd they play? They looked horrible.
Sunderland.
Yeah, they looked horrible again. But again, their goalkeeper Hermanson was responsible for it. He was so
Areola is
bad.
coming back in.
I know.
He's definitely coming back in.
But I felt like I had to cut him loose, and then of course his price doesn't drop.
But what I'm saying is, like, you're making decisions based on the first 2 weeks of performance, and you're looking at fixture ratings that are already shown to be deceptive. So already you're making decisions on things based on Liverpool being easily the runaway favorite to repeat as Premier League champions this year, with a defense that was a top 2, if not the number 1 defense for most of the season last season, that looks a complete shambles.
Yes, agree.
So again, if you had Virgil, if you started with Kirkez, you started with Frimpong, you're mad. Like you've probably moved those guys on. The only silver lining for the Liverpool defense is that Virgil's gotten to the DEFCON threshold in both games. So at least he's gotten you a
Shouldn't
4.
Happen.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, so much of this information it's already a little tainted. And so that's why when you look at the fixture tickers, you're like, I'm sure you can find somebody that's like, well, look down through there's a lot of green. Surely they'll crush. And then somebody else that has to come in and say, like, I'm not sure that's as good as it looks. And Manchester United today is like, look.
Yeah.
They go from a team. They played so good against Arsenal in the first match. They deserved to win. Then they lose. They
draw Fulham.
They draw Fulham. And then they show up today. I don't know what happened in midweek, but they decided they were not going to play against Grimsby Town and stick it to Amorim.
Were you looking at Cunha or Bumo as one of your midfield options before today?
I was a little bit.
If I was making a transfer on Sunday, it would have been Cunha.
I own Bruno.
I would have definitely been.
You still do?
Again.
Okay.
Unless I wildcard.
What's wrong with that?
I might be.
Okay.
But I don't love it now.
That's what I'm saying.
Especially after unless Amorim gets. The goal of the United players has to be we need to get our manager sacked. Again, I think I said this.
Who are they going for?
Ange.
Anyone.
You know what? You might be right.
Nottingham Forest fires Nuno. Nuno goes to Manchester United. Ange comes into Nottingham Forest.
Maybe.
I have no idea.
I don't know why United doesn't go get Michael Carrick. He did a great job when he was there for about 4 months before.
Or Big Sam does the first ever dual coaching job.
Big club?
He coaches both.
For who?
He coaches Manchester United and Nottingham Forest.
Oh.
Both teams fire their manager.
It could happen.
I didn't know where you were going with that, but that was good.
Of course.
That was good.
So anyway, that's the whole. So all I'm saying is, like, for wild card strategy, if you want to read somebody that did a pretty good job of breaking down the pros and cons of it, FPL Cruyff.
Oh yeah.
I can't think of his name. He's a top manager.
FPL Cruyff.
Was it Tom Freeman? Is that who that is? I should know
we'll
this.
just
Google
assume.
it, dude.
Oh,
Anyways.
I'm not Googling now.
All right.
Too late. The point is, it's there. There's a really good article on it on Fantasy Scout to help you kind of talk through it.
Tom Freeman.
Nailed it. All right.
Also, speaking of, if you want information about wildcarding, you are correct. Any bank transfers that you have when you initiate the wildcard remain banked until after your wildcard and are available to you the following week.
Perfect. All right.
Confirmed.
Great.
So anyway,
Good to know. All right. Now, moving on to the Ghost of Salah.
yeah.
I did not start the season with him, mainly because I just
You
didn't
hate
think
Liverpool.
No,
That's okay. Just say
I
it.
own one Liverpool player. My gut said I know this for a fact. He will not repeat his record season last year.
Yes.
Therefore, he does not demand because I know for a fact at 33 he is not going to be able to repeat the record-setting year he had last year.
It's not difficult to make that type of statement, though, because we already know he's going to have far fewer matches to try to repeat that in because of AFCON.
Okay.
Right? So, yes,
Well, all right.
I agree with you performance-wise.
In
Even if he
making-
had the same number of matches,
Exactly.
it's
I wasn't
it's
even
definitely not
considering-
happening.
I wasn't even
But with
considering
AFCON, 100% you're
So
right. There's
if-
no way.
Well, and I wasn't even considering that. So, regardless,
That's why Travis is here.
that's why he's first.
the only
in
reason why
that's
I'm
why he's
here.
first in the mini league. Regardless, he won't demand that price. His price is what it is because of his record-setting scoring last season. So therefore, I'm like, I don't want to own him. Someone else on that team, the offense is too good. I'll own those guys. So I picked Cody Gakpo,
Which is the
and
right
it's
call.
been great.
Yeah,
It's
100%.
been great. And he's literally, as Travis said earlier 2 pods ago, he's half the price.
Yeah, he's
And
the guy.
I think so you can do so much more with that money that you would spend on Salah. So that's why I never had him. If I was a Salah owner, what would concern me is this. He literally got his fantasy points last match on pretty much the last kick of the game on a Hail Mary
In
cross
week 1, yeah.
to Rio.
For the assist.
assist.
Yeah,
The
correct.
assist.
Yeah, which was dummied.
And then week 1,
Thank you, Sabozlai.
week 1 was a look what
Probably
bounced
could
to
have
me.
stood as a defender there. It would have been tight if he would have tried to play it.
League 1 was look what bounced to me, and credit to him. I mean, because he's one of the best players ever. He puts it in the back of the net. I'm just like, both times he is saving it till pretty much the last kick of the game to get his fantasy points, and that's not sustainable. Now,
Yeah.
that's also not normal for him, but I don't think this is going to be, in quotes, a normal Salah season for him.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's a team in transition. He's going to be out for a good chunk of the season. Tactically, they have not found ways to incorporate him. They have definitely intentionally tried to give him space so he could be more involved, but he's just not getting the touches, which you have repeatedly given us statistics on. The number of touches that he's getting are just significantly less.
And
than what he's
100
normally getting.
million pound Verts doesn't know how to get him the ball.
I don't know that that's necessarily true. It's just
Is it though?
The statistical
if you're the 10,
the statistical
and you can't
analysis
get the ball to
of
your
this.
wings.
He is. That's why Cody Gakpo is scoring as much as he is.
Well, he's not getting it
So
to Salah.
and assisting, right? And so the statistical analysis on Verts is, and specifically on Salah is, the reason why Salah is not scoring more and assisting more is because the ball is moving through the middle through Verts, right? And he has options, right? And historically, like, there just hasn't been any options. And even when they were,
Diaz was an option.
right, Salah was always double teamed, right? And so they found ways to move people around, and all of the defensive actions are drawing towards the middle, which is opening up out wide. And honestly, they don't have just one route to goal, or some creative, like, worldy type of play has to exist in order for them to get an opportunity, right? And so the bottom line is they've got good options now. And because Salah's out there in the middle of no man's land, right? And they want to play close, Verts automatically gravitates to the left anyways, right? So he is just doing what he naturally does, which is, if you look at any heat map, shout out to Adam Cleary again, because he's done an extensive analysis of this. Always left. He's always left, right? He gravitates towards that left center channel, and that's right where Gakpo is parked, right? Ekitike in front of him, Gakpo to the left, and between the three of them, they're moving the ball around. And no wonder Ekitike and Gakpo are the ones that are scoring for Liverpool the most. So all that to say,
this is the, again, credit to at Distance Covered, talking about this a little bit too in the preseason. We talked about it in the season preview pod. I just want to say again that advice was outstanding, that he gave and turned out to be exactly right. And I think we all were in pretty close agreement with that. But only one person at this table was cowardly enough to not follow through, and that was me. So, do you want some numbers on Salah?
Let's hear some numbers.
I mean, I
just don't think it's worth it.
I think it is. Let's hear it.
I want to say first.
He's going to get his words out anyways.
I am surprised that 65,000 net transfers in for him. 117,000 transfers out is significant, but the fact that there's 180 in, especially this week,
Palmer. It's Palmer going out and people going in. Palmer and Saka going out.
But I'm just,
if
you're buying him, I guess I'm not really sure why you're doing it this week. Like, why against Arsenal? And the only argument that keeps being made is big games. You know how many times he scores in big games?
Too, potentially.
Like all of them. That's where I'm like, what's his record against you? Better Podcast would have this for you. Do you know offhand?
It's not bad.
Okay.
But historically, I think Arsenal-Liverpool is the highest scoring fixture in Premier League history.
Okay.
But over the last couple seasons, with Arsenal's defense, it hasn't been like that.
11 goals in 18 competitive appearances, which includes 11 Premier League games and other competitions like Community Shield and the EFL Cup.
So
strong record against the London club.
Yeah,
2 assists as well.
Okay. So 13 returns in 18 total games.
Right.
So unlike Newcastle, where he was averaging basically at least one return, I think, in every game.
Yeah.
This is under.
It's under that.
And Arsenal defensively,
I think they're the best in the league.
I would agree with that easily.
This is not the same.
And I think they're probably
before.
the deepest in the league too.
All the numbers for
that new center back is Mascara is probably,
he's pretty good.
We get very little visual of him, but seems to be solid enough. Yeah.
All the numbers for Mohamed Salah, brought to you by Fantasy Football Fix, specifically the Stats Sandbox.
It's so nice of them to sponsor this podcast.
Fix is the best. All right, so
3 shots this season so far.
Okay, yes, that's it in 2 games.
Tied with such Premier League stalwarts as Thomas Souček, Everton midfielder James Garner, and Emile Smith-Rowe, who has played 32 total minutes so far this season.
Smith-Rowe getting on the stat sheet in 32 minutes.
So Salah right up there with the big boys.
2 weeks. Will he be relevant? Yes.
Good news.
Is he worth owning? No.
Okay.
Good news. All 3 of Salah's shots were in the box. 2 of them were even on target. The bad news, and this is the part that's concerning, regardless of how he's going to end up. I know this number will not stay this way, but 0 big chances.
Yeah.
And I would say when you compare that with the fact that he's tied for 3rd for midfielders for touches in the opposition box.
Oh, that's interesting.
So 3 shots in the box.
Tappy, tappy, tappy.
3 shots in the box, Pass. 2 on target, 12 touches in the opposition box, tied with Anthony Gordon for 3rd most. And 0 big chances. Now, 4 chances created, that's fine. 3 big chances created, that's number 1 for midfielders. But just like last season, you're not buying Salah for assists.
You're not paying
Salah,
that for assists.
Right. Assist Salah, not good enough.
Splash some of that water on your face. Don't be yawning.
0.46 XG. Not what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe you guys can think about a fact about Anthony Gordon that might cast a little bit of a shadow on the fact that Salah is tied with him for 3rd for touches in the box.
His face is punchable.
That doesn't help him. The other thing for him too, his expected FPL points is 10.27.
Says who?
Fantasy Football Fix.
Fix.
Fantasy Football Fix.com. 10.27, and he's got 13 real FPL points. So look, that is just the stoppage time. Like it's lucky that he's played 220 total minutes of football in the first 2 weeks. Like I guess you can take solace in 2 big chances created against Newcastle. Rock yourself to sleep at night and say he should have scored more. He could have scored more. He would have scored more. Whatever. But I am like, what are you going to do if you have him? Are you going to sell him?
Move on.
To who? This is exactly what I'm saying.
Spread your money out.
Unless you're wildcarding,
upgrade people.
We're going to discuss
about
mid-price mids segment.
Mid-price mids should be where your money is. Spread your money out differently. Invest in defense. Go mid-price mids. 10
mid-priced midfielders or more that you could go to. Are you moving someone up to Holland? Are you just banking the money?
Maybe.
I just don't think without a wild card, there's no reason to shuffle the whole bits of money around. I am totally content holding him, especially after Arsenal, when you have, Sunderland, Burnley, Leeds, Sunderland back-to-back or something like that?
That's an excellent point. I will give you that. Burnley, Everton, Crystal Palace. But this game is about scoring points. You don't hold a guy so that you don't have a bunch of money in your bank.
Totally
right?
fine. Totally understand.
That drives me nuts that we don't talk about that more. About everyone feels compelled to spend every freaking dollar.
Great, yes.
And it is a compulsion that we need to resist.
My transfers have left me with over $1, and I don't care. I could have gone higher.
Build the strongest team you can. You do not have to spend every penny.
Right. Great fantasy American football principle that I think is really helpful.
Let's hear it.
You get your guys. It doesn't matter where they're being drafted.
Right.
You get the guys you want.
Yep.
Nothing is worse than seeing somebody that you want performing well when you don't have them. That is the worst thing that you can have happen. One of the guys who I really love bringing in, if I was wild carding, I probably would end up having him, is one of these mid-price guys. No, we didn't talk about the guy.
Are we there yet?
Yeah, we can get there.
Let's go to mid-price mids. I know who he's talking
Jack Grealish.
It is Jack Grealish.
Is it?
I knew it.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
I was thinking it was going to be your boy Eze.
Oh man, he's my favorite. He's
a Liverpool killer.
Player.
Every time he plays Liverpool, he scores.
Favorite player. I wish Elise was still in the league.
Eze is such. Look, obviously, because he's now coming to Arsenal, I've seen tons of videos and interviews and all the things. That guy is just an awesome dude. He really, he is a quality dude.
Yeah, that's what I draw. That's what I like in my team.
Anyone can be upset about him.
If he scores, I'd be a little upset. But.
Sure. He's a Liverpool killer.
What's causing a lot of problems for decision making is the fact that when you scroll down through the list of top
performers,
you are going to.
You don't hit a double-digit guy
until you get to Salah.
Jesus,
and Salah's on 13 points.
Incredible.
And that's last second Salah points. The next guy is Saka, and looks like he's like 30th down.
Man,
at 9.
I wish we could have seen. We could have seen 75-minute Saka against Leeds instead of blown hammy 53 minutes or whatever. It's enough.
Pulled hammy.
He's out for the season.
Would you be surprised
if he was out for the season? No, I would not.
If,
That's why I've said
over
it like
the
32
international
times.
break, he reacted badly to the initial treatment and is deciding now to just go ahead with surgery.
He wants to play World Cup, so
100% yes.
If he wants to do that, like he can't risk re-injury of that hamstring, so we're just going to deal with it now.
One. It's
the other hand. That's what I'm saying.
Oh no, he has 2 bad legs.
Right?
Yeah. No, the other one's healthy now.
All right, so Dave, you want to talk about this so bad. You want to go through the list, and what do you want to know about these guys?
Well, look, some of these names on the list, and anyone can bring up the total points of midfielders. Number 2 on the list is Cullen for Burnley. Don't even know his first name.
Josh.
You do.
That doesn't even matter.
You could guess.
Josh.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Travis, for the assist there. No one's going to go to Cullen.
Why not? He plays Manchester United next.
Now, that's interesting.
Easy fixture.
Cullen has a 4 and a 14. Okay.
Right, because
he got some DEF CON.
Right, he got the DEF CON the first one, and then a goal and an assist against. Burnley beat
Sunderland.
So hard to read a lot into the performances of Burnley players so far. Jaden Anthony is the other one who's up there.
They have a nightmare run after United.
So,
Liverpool, Forest, City. That's no fun.
Guys that catch my attention: Semenyo, Gakpo, who I own. Brennan Johnson should have gotten more run, probably. I think I was concerned about.
I love him enough to bring him in. He was my transfer in this.
Okay, I was looking at it and I wanted to see if he was going to be starting, because I feel like they had maybe it's Kulishevsky being out, but I think they're actually on the opposite side of the pitch. I wanted to make sure with the other people that Spurs had brought in or whatnot that he was going to be playing. Enjoy does not catch my attention. He might throw egg on my face.
Are you buying a Nottingham Forest midfielder that's not Elliot Anderson or Douglas Luiz? I don't think so.
Or Gibbs White.
Did Luiz play this past week?
No, they just signed him.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And he's coming in as $5.
Yeah, which is a good idea, because if I want anybody serving Chris Wood up, it's a 5-0 midfielder.
For Brentford, they one of our favorite guys, Django Unchained, Artara comes in and plays one game for Brentford, scores 13.
I can't believe you skipped over the guy before him, though.
Tavernier?
Because we literally said, what are you going to do, bring in Marcus Tavernier last week? And then he lights it up.
Yeah, well, he got DEF CON points first week, and then
11 points.
And then he drops an 11. So, look, Bournemouth is, Travis, you can speak to this. Bournemouth is right now, before they have injuries, is a pretty tough, decent, formidable team. Semenyo is a guy I would love to have in my team.
Semenyo,
they have a great system and a great manager.
Yeah, that manager's fantastic. Manchester United would love to have that manager.
He's the one thing he's doing differently is that he's got a high volume of shots, but he's also scored 2 goals, but then should have scored the goal this week and instead blasted the underside of the crossbar. So Semenyo, an understandable transfer in, although I don't know. Is this the week to go be rushing to grab him too? And I just don't know that it is. If you are,
I think they play Tottenham tough. I do think they play him tough.
I'm sure they do. It's a home game for Spurs. I'm not saying that Spurs are just going to run roughshod over everybody, but
I mean, let's be honest. They're riding Richarlison pretty hard.
This will be a different test coming off the high of beating City like they did. Like they beat them soundly. Yes, the scoreline was 2-0, but Bentancur and Sarr and
who's
the other midfielder?
It's Bergvall.
No,
also
Bergvall didn't start. This is so stupid. Egg on my face.
It's just a Tottenham team in North
Palhinha.
London.
It was
Palhinha.
It was Palhinha, and they absolutely owned the center of the pitch, and they bossed City's midfield around like they were kindergartners.
Well, and this is why I mentioned it pre-pod, just that I would encourage anyone that hasn't seen it just to go read through the brief description of Thomas Frank and Spurs tactics in the 3 games that he's managed so far, and the flexibility. That is the kind of the big takeaway word, especially comparative to Ange Postecoglou's system, which was nearly totally inflexible. Actually, that was something Phil Jones talked about. I think it was on either TNT or Sky Sports after the Manchester United game today, to talk about why Ruben Amorim is so committed to one particular system and only playing one certain way. I'm not sure that
it's interesting.
It's not exactly the same comparison, but at this point, just the Thomas Frank, the way they press, how essential it is that the front players are pressing. I think that could cause. I mean, you just saw Liverpool. I mean, that was a tough game for Liverpool, but it was a comeback for Bournemouth a couple weeks ago. This is what I'm saying. I'm just to me, this is a. I'm sure the tactics will shift again. I am just not necessarily sure that Semenyo is like. There are players that can manage the speed here, and they've already kind of moved fluidly into his system, and they have the athleticism, I think, at all levels,
a little more depth,
right,
than
to be able to manage it. So, is Semenyo still dangerous, running full speed at anybody? Yeah, of course.
Is he going to get a chance to do that? Probably not.
I just wonder. I mean, it's a little different when you're running full speed with someone like Mickey Van de Ven, who can probably outrun you. So I'm just, that's why I'm saying I love Semenyo. If it was anyone but Spurs this week, I would have made him my transfer
Arsenal?
in.
If it was Arsenal?
Oh, definitely against Arsenal.
Yeah, me too.
He would run circles around Gabriel.
Yeah.
Dave, I am saying as someone who has Salah that, yes, I should have started the season with Cody Gakpo. That is another guy. If it was not Arsenal,
you should listen to me. I'll listen to you.
If it was anyone but Arsenal this week, again, that's another one where I'm like, why aren't you doing that? Also, it would have been like, in a way, if it wasn't Arsenal, Ekitike would have been an easy transfer in as a forward not the one I did transfer in. I can't believe I did it. Chris Wood.
Wow.
I don't know.
They are playing West Ham this week.
Pretty sure I
think
haven't.
That's a good pick.
I'm pretty sure I have never.
You look dangerous.
I don't know if I've ever had him. I'd have to look back
through
my.
Do you feel good about this?
Yeah, I do feel good about it.
For 1 week or like for a while?
No, it's 3 of the next 4. The only bad one is Arsenal, and then they have it's like it's like 3 promoted sides or something like that in the next 4 weeks.
West Ham, Arsenal, Burnley, Sunderland, Newcastle.
Yeah, that's
great and at Newcastle. I mean, things can change by then, but still, like
that's a great run.
What I don't like is the club volatility. I don't like that within the last week, Nuno and the manager, that Nuno is so obviously disgusted by everything that he's willing to say it in press conferences. Like just flat out say, yeah, things aren't good here.
Yeah.
That is concerning.
All right. Not that
we're not talking about forwards. Why are we here talking about forwards?
Not that anyone cares. I just clicked on my team and guys who had a wild card out, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys. So I might wild card this week.
Dave, as far as stats go on all of these guys, the other thing is, I mean, if you were, I'm sure plenty of people going into once the deadline passed and you have the free transfer, you probably weren't. I mean, there is a few. I know for sure what Alex Volo, that's one of the kind of X accounts, one of the creator accounts, that guy that's out there. He captained Anthony Gordon against Liverpool. That was headed for success.
Yeah, it really was.
Until he decided to hunt down and murder Virgil van Dijk.
He got a little overzealous.
I mean, he's one of the.
I do at least respect it. Like, he went over to Virgil and pretty much apologized on the spot. I truly think that.
Yeah, he came out. He came out and said his intentions were pure. That's his words. Which
he just really
he just was working hard. He just wanted to work hard. Yeah, I'll give it to him. Yeah, I don't care for the guy.
He was
a madman,
crushing the first half.
Effective.
What I'm saying is
it changed the game substantially with him out.
Anyone who went to him after the week 2 deadline passed did it, I think, correctly.
Yeah.
Because Newcastle's schedule after Liverpool is fantastic. But now, if you went that early, I mean, that's
now you're out
yet another lesson of why you don't do that.
Out
kind of
Gordon for the next match,
right?
Yeah, Newcastle's looking a little bit
right.
troubled.
So that was so that's a mess.
Anyways,
Anthony
but Isak will be back
guys.
after the international break, and they'll be fine.
Actually, might be mid-price mids though. My point being is, you can put together guys who are performing, and I think they're gonna They might not perform as good as the clip that they've been on. But then again, they might. And the other thing is, there's not anyone else at the moment that's just blowing it out of the water.
Especially on the expensive side.
True. One of those other guys, I don't know if you guys even considered this because I think Caicedo is probably the really cheap Chelsea guy, but Enzo Fernandez, I think my guess is that all the Chelsea midfielders are going to tempt you at some point this season. I would think between Enzo, Caicedo, Pedro Neto, honestly.
I like Neto as well. That was one that I really considered.
Maybe even Esteval.
Neto.
That was another one.
He looks like a freaking monster. I really, really thought about bringing him in to start the season, but I'm just worried. I was worried about minutes. His start has been really strong. If he's getting minutes, 100% Esteval is a great cheap pick.
I know.
I don't think he did. He start last game. He did start last game.
Well, that's why I'm saying Enzo. I feel like is
Estevo did start last game. I don't think he started week 1. I'm checking.
He did not start week 1. I'm certain he didn't.
I would just say it's probably worth remembering for what this is worth. I know it's last season statistics, but the second half of last season, Enzo finished with 70 points, and Cole Palmer finished with 71 in the second half.
Say that again.
Cole Palmer finished with 71 points from game week 20 to the end of the season last season. Enzo Fernandez finished with 70. Actually, Pedro Neto finished with 70.
All right. So
I just think all of those guys.
Care,
I think all of those guys at some point.
He took
this
it in
season,
and didn't acknowledge it. Okay.
No. I wanted to know. Gittins started first match. Estava. How do we say it, Brian? Esteval came in, subbed in for him, and then it was reversed in match week 2. So who knows in match week 3?
And that's the hard part. Is if he's getting minutes consistently, I think he's worth a roll of the dice for sure.
You want to know the crushing stat of the week?
Does it have to do with Jack Grealish?
No, it's actually not about Jack Grealish. Minta from Brighton.
Yari
Yankuba Minta, 5.9. Dropped from 6.0 down to 5.9. 13 touches in the opposition box this week. Probably shouldn't have lost 2-0 to Everton. Danny Welbeck had 2 big chances by himself. One of the only players who had 2 big chances this week. But Minta had 13 touches in the box, which was first overall. Actually, he has 18 touches in the box in the 2 weeks so far, which is the most of any midfielder. Minimum, it's the number 1 midfielder. Yeah. Minta, you can't have that many touches in the box and not get any kind of return. I understand why you're dropping him, but it seems like the kind of thing that could come back at some point. A player who I think that front, part of the reason why the Brighton fans were excited about Ruder, part of the reason why you could have easily considered Matoma as one of your options up front this season, but just that the Brighton attack is still really good, regardless of who's starting up front, because of that wing play and because Ruder can kind of play everywhere there.
Not a great run for Brighton, though. With Manchester City, Bournemouth, Tottenham, Chelsea is their next 4, though.
Yeah, but just one of those stats that kind of jumped out this week. That Minta was the guy who's kind of also Minta created 4 chances. That was top this week of anybody. It was the most that anyone created. All of the players who created 4 chances this week, which was number 1. So that was Evan Nielsen, not a midfielder, but Evan Nielsen, Minta, Dewsbury Hall, and James Ward-Prowse. All 4 also created 1 big chance, and none of them got a return. So it's just one of those things that happened. Wildly unlucky for all those guys. The reason why I said Jack Grealish was because, first of all, 2 assists this week, a top performance from somebody who, I don't know, I'd like to see him succeed again. I really liked him when he was at Aston Villa. I was kind of sad that he went to Manchester City. The thing that I like about it, and the reason why I almost clicked save and add to team, was because I think it was probably Men in Blazers that shared it, but just his post-match interview where he kind of got emotional about being at Everton and loving football again.
Yeah.
So if you guys, if anybody saw that, everybody that's it, I think that can only be good. And just for somebody who is dynamic and somebody who I would say is like obviously capable of playing at a high level, and just thinking that they didn't bring him in to bench him occasionally. So that was why he's one of those players where I was like, I think if I was like, even now, if I decided to take a hit, if I, Cole Palmer's probably going to drop in price. If he didn't do it tonight, he'll probably do it tomorrow. I might still do that. I kind of like the Everton run for the foreseeable, and I just
isn't Njai going to be the biggest?
I know,
like beneficiary of that though, not Grealish.
That's a good point.
Just that he's just on penalties, yeah.
You love a guy who feels like he's got a second chance. He's got a good attitude,
little chip on his shoulder,
and a chip because he feels like he hadn't been. He's been held down by the Pepster.
Well, I think he's been held down by the socks that Puma's trying to put him in. They're just too tight.
He likes a good short, tight sock.
There's nothing about the Everton attack in the first 2 games that you're like, I gotta go there. I think it's that you're hoping that it improves. No one for Everton has more than no one from Everton had more than 2 shots on target or at all this week. It's just not a volume kind of team. Yeah, he's on penalties. I think that was the whole point with him, and that's why so many people started with Ndai. It's the reason why, but also like a kind of a down performance in week 1 is what moved people off of Tarkowski. It's what moved people off of Ndai again, net transfers out. I mean, that's where those guys ended up going. So
yeah.
All it took was beating Brighton 2-0 for everybody to get back on him again.
Is that it?
Let's talk about some Jekyll Hyde teams. Transition over to that. None more than probably City. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. I mean, City, it comes out, they stomp Wolves 0-4, and they come out, their first home match, and they, for the lack of better words, got destroyed by the Tottenham Hotspur. And Tottenham, there's a few teams that have looked consistent over the first few weeks. Tottenham and Arsenal are those teams. Now, look, Arsenal can fall in that same Jekyll and Hyde scenario because they were abysmal. They won the game against United, didn't deserve to win. And then, of course, they come into a Leeds game and they properly beat them 5-0 at home. Now, one could argue that Leeds week 1 beats Everton and looks really, really good. Like Everton couldn't even get the ball in Leeds half of the pitch most of the game. Yeah. And then Leeds comes in and gets thumped. Everton gets thumped against Leeds and then can't get the ball across.
I'm getting dizzy now.
Can't get the ball across the halfway line. And then they come in, and yes, they might have saved it late, but they beat Brighton.
No, he's saying that then this team, and then this team did this, and then this team did this.
They beat Brighton 2-0.
Just as long as you don't barf at the table.
There's, Newcastle and Villa looked horrible week 1. And Villa continued to look horrible.
Yeah.
Newcastle did not look horrible against Liverpool.
Brentford
they played great. It was emotions and everything else and Monday Night Football and everything else that was going on. Red card didn't help. If that red card doesn't happen, there's a chance I would probably say Newcastle might have been favored to win that match. It did take Liverpool the dying moments of the game to get a victory there.
Come on, that has to be frustrating. You're up 2-0.
Yeah, that also changed the game a little bit too. I think Liverpool was kind of going for it pretty hard. So it changed the game. But you're not wrong. I think Newcastle had a very good shot with Gordon on the field because he was the best player on the field.
Okay, the first goal kind of came complete. Like their first shot on goal was like 30 minutes in. Yeah. And Gravenberch, credit to him, great shot. He took it a little bit quicker, I think, than the defender thought. And goalkeeper either never saw it or there was a slight deflection.
Pope couldn't see it.
So whatever. But it goes in. And that's what great teams do is they have one shot 30 minutes in and they score it. But
great assist
up until that up until that point.
Well, who cares?
Up until that point, it was for the most part Newcastle. There was. And I'm not trying to. To slight Liverpool. Newcastle's playing at home. Their first game.
Don't
excuse me,
die.
first game at home in front of the Newcastle folk had been probably enjoying a few Newcastle brown ales all day, and then they come out to the football game. What other Jekyll and Hyde teams we got here? Manchester United looked great excuse me, against Arsenal, even though they lost the match, and then they come out and they dilly-dally around with Fulham, and next thing you know, Fulham ties it up. Ex-Arsenal player Smith Rowe ties it up later in that match, and they catch a draw. Again, Jekyll and Hyde.
Arsenal is the most important team in the league, I think, is what I'm learning here.
Yeah, I would say so.
If I get a chance,
the rest of the teams don't really matter, so it's just important that we cover as much of the current
Dave,
and past Arsenal players.
I think my point being is there was so many teams that looked really good week one or looked bad week one, and then corrected their mistakes, or they thought they were better than they were. I don't know. They came back to the mean.
Do you put Chelsea in that? Your second favorite team?
So Chelsea's interesting because I thought they played an average game. I thought Palace played pretty good. Chelsea played average to good in their first 0-0 game. And then Chelsea took advantage of a wicked, soft West Ham team that played like United did against Grimsby Town.
Hey, so not to go back to real cheap midfielders, but to stay on Crystal Palace, Ismaila Sarr.
I absolutely agree.
Credit to FPL Mate for this data nugget. Every time Ismaila Sarr has started against Aston Villa, he has scored or assisted at least once.
Love these stats.
7 goals,
Love
3
these
assists in 6 games.
Yeah. And the Big Easy's not there now to attract attention. So Sarr is
the guy.
If you're either Pape or
baller.
Ismaila, are they related? Maybe no.
I don't think so.
Man, both Sarrs.
Are you related to another guy named
Smith?
Dave Smith?
Probably, maybe, in a weird way.
Are you related to Pape Mata Smith?
Pape.
I can't even respond to that. All right.
No, there's
bringing up Jekyll and Hyde. I don't.
There's a lot of teams for sure that I was ready to tear up my entire team to get Haaland and the rest of the Manchester City gang into my team wherever I could fit them, and Spurs crushed that pretty quick. I still think Manchester City's probably gonna be fine.
They'll be fine.
I guess
they'll be fine. Rodri hasn't played in a really long time.
I don't know.
You're a doubter. Dave's ready to throw
the only team he believes in is Arsenal and anybody that plays Liverpool.
Brentford should be on that list.
100% Brentford. Yeah, because they look like trash and they pulled out a win.
Yes, no, you're right.
Brentford is toilet. Thiago, the striker for them, is another
Brentford
guy.
looked like a relegated team.
I don't see why that would be
absolutely
a bad pick.
look like a relegated
week
team.
One,
Week 1. 100%.
And then all of a sudden they flip it around, and they that's probably the shock result of the weekend was beating Villa.
I would agree with that.
Brighton.
Well,
City Spurs.
But no,
I'm telling you,
it's pretty close.
But
that's
Spurs
believable.
At least has a recent history of beating City, regardless. Spurs is City's bogey team, and when I was watching here in the US of A, I was watching the multi-view during the 10 o'clock hour, and there was 2 games on, and I knew because it was a Friday game, Monday game, Sunday games. The 10 o'clock hour here in the US of A is usually the 3 o'clock hour, where there's usually a decent chunk of games. I knew it was light. I forgot that the Villa-Brentford game was on because I was watching the other 2 games on the multi-view. The games are getting over, and they show highlights. I'm like,
why didn't I watch that?
How did I not know?
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with me? And then saw that Brentford won 1-0. I'm like, are you kidding me? What is wrong with Villa? Get me out of the Villa business. If you put up 2 crap weeks in a row like they did, they looked horrible against Newcastle, and obviously they looked horrible against Brentford, and I didn't even watch the game. Then I'm sure Ollie Watkins will score this week. I'm not going to be around to enjoy it because I think I'm going to be wild carding. So Watkins
point Point of order here, just to wrap up the SAR conversation.
Yeah.
While both are Senegalese footballers, they are not known to be related.
Okay, great.
So just wanted to make
SAR
sure.
is a Senegalese Smith.
Yeah, could
Is that
be.
fair, Brian?
Yeah.
I mean, or something else.
Johnson.
I don't know why you got to Anglicanize everything.
Right.
Arlo.
Just trying to relate to most of our listeners.
Yep. I agree with you, Dave. It's the reason why I was ready. I'm ready still a little bit to overreact to Manchester City. There's still something that's
Sell.
well, no, it feels like
Something's not right.
Something's not right. However,
It's Pep Lenders.
it just feels like
Maybe.
Colatore.
Self-sabotaging.
Oh, you think the Manchester City players want to get Pep?
No.
Pep Lenders,
Pep
the
Lenders
former
joined the staff. He used
Liverpool
to work
number
for
2.
Klopp.
Oh.
I think he is secretly helping, just trying to figure out a way
Sabotaging
to
everything.
sabotage.
As is Colatore, former
Arsenal player.
City, Arsenal, and Liverpool player.
He at least was at City.
Once they get Savinho back in the team, they'll be fine. Because
Who's
Savinho's
that,
not getting
Tottenham?
sold. No, Tottenham's not getting him.
Wait, why not?
I think it's too.
No one wants to go to Spurs right now.
It's
I don't
firm.
know why. It's
well,
weird.
no, I don't know that that's true.
It's probably like a handshake agreement with Arsenal that he's not gonna go.
If you're Brian,
Savinho wants to go, and they're not letting him go. Is that what's going on?
yes,
Probably.
it's that
But that's
Manchester.
typically not the Pep way.
It's that Manchester City. The at least if how much you trust Fabrizio Romano.
Which he's like the god of transfers, right?
It's just that the Manchester City board is firm that they do. And there's people who don't want Savinho to leave, and they are firmly not letting him go.
Okay.
So Savinho, I think, probably would go.
Okay.
But Arsenal, as soon as he said yes, Arsenal would come in and try to hijack it,
And be successful.
Of
just
course.
to stick it to Spurs.
Just to stick it. All right. Let's move on from Jekyll and Hyde teams.
Defensive defenses.
Defensive defenses.
Other
Other than Arsenal and Spurs. Spurs is up there. Spurs.
So you had some DEF CON stats that you wanted to cover too, because we've got some. So we have
There's only one
specific teams.
There's only one DEF CON stat that you need to care about, and that's the 5 defenders who have hit the DEF CON threshold in both games so far. You can find this on many places, but I've found it specifically through the terrific guys over at All About FPL. You can find them at All About FPL on X.
Yes.
James Sarkowski, who you may or may not have kept in your team, or
he's been on my team since the start of the season.
this is why Dave's in first.
Second.
Maxime Lacroix, Crystal Palace defender,
Hey,
in your team.
Crystal Palace is going to have.
Be a good pick, though.
They might not have the best offense, but they are a tough nut to crack.
The tiny little bit that I did know about La Liga from playing, it was so rare that helped
Played
me.
in La Liga?
So rare. This so rare thing, man.
Wow, playing.
No, just I like learning about the people. It's a fun thing. But Jeremy Pino, who they brought in, who just signed with Crystal Palace, yes, is an excellent player.
Nice.
He's coming in cheap.
I heard he's better than Eze.
I don't know that that's true. Just a real aggressive, high motor sort of player, and it's a good signing for them. And I'm glad that they're signing a quality.
Yeah.
That's a good quality signing.
Who's going to play more minutes, Eze or Pino?
They're also
I like
signing
Pino, I would guess,
because it's always about Arsenal. They're also signing Reece Nelson.
Oh, that was in
no one
talks
cares
also.
about him.
Mm-hmm.
No, just that. So yes, I agree with you. I think Crystal Palace
Is
They're going to be fine.
all hail King Glasner. That guy's great. Marco
Senesi,
Senesi from Bournemouth, still a great value. And probably will hit DEF CON this week too.
Probably shouldn't have played this week. Let's be honest.
Oh yes, you're right. True.
Like that was the most obnoxious thing
for sure.
I could not even believe that. Swats a ball, not called, not a red card. It was wild.
He's right.
I know.
So wild. Anyways,
Sepp Vandenberg. I'm not really sure.
Former Liverpool.
Sepp
Vandenberg.
Really?
Yeah, we sold him to them.
If you want to trust a Brentford defender, please
The big Dutch redhead.
go after
Do it.
And then your favorite defender, De Ligt.
Yes.
also hit the threshold.
Definitely.
And I don't know that anyone wants to go to a Manchester United defender, much less a $5 Manchester United.
Lugatu had it right, man.
I think a lot of people would go to Dorgu, and I imagine that a lot of people did go to Dorgu.
And then everything happened with Grimsby
today.
Yeah,
And I'm torn because our
yeah.
another account that I like, I think he provides good content, John Batra, who we've mentioned. I hope that's his name. He talked about it earlier today, just to say, if your plan was to bring in Manchester United, nothing changed about the opponent. It's still top opposition. It's still targetable opposition. Were you going to bring in Bumo or Cunha or Bruno Fernandes this week? Then kind of still maybe do it. The only question is where is their mentality? If you ask Ruben Amorim, their mentality is not on the pitch, and it's terrible, and the players' actions are speaking louder than anything else that they're doing. So, but if you want to believe in anything about their quality as players, and possibly a big mentality response, and coming in angry, the dumbest narrative in sports, you made them mad, now they're going to come out angry. Then you could hedge toward that too. So anyway, your DEFCON defenders, though, the 5 stars of the early part of the season so far, I'm not sure, other than Tarkowski, where you're going there.
Yeah.
I think Tarkowski at Wolves, that makes sense. I could see that one.
Sure.
I'm not sure about any of the other guys. Although, if you really, really wanted to go for Vandenberg, it's at Sunderland this week. So, I don't know. Is that all you wanted to talk about?
I just think it's that early on here, it seems to be there's a few defenses that you can target. And I think Chelsea, Arsenal, and Liverpool at the moment. I mean,
to bring in
Tottenham.
for sure. Yeah.
No. Tottenham. Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal. And granted, you can look at it and go, oh, yeah, well, duh, those guys are at the top of the list.
Yeah.
But what I've seen just from the eye test, watching the games first week and second week, those defenses, Chelsea's is better than I thought they would be. They just are. And Sanchez at 5-0 is not horrible, especially looking at Chelsea's upcoming schedule. I owned Cucurella from the beginning and continue to own him, even in my wild card as I've activated it. That's not true. I haven't activated it yet, but I'm thinking about it. I have a team in and loaded right now, and I'm like, oh, that actually looks pretty good.
If you want
with 4.6 million pounds in the bank.
It's a lot of money. Your current team XG against leaders in the Premier League. That's why you probably don't need to pay attention to things like this. Newcastle, number 1, with a 0.96 XG. They've conceded 3 real goals.
Wow.
Who'd they clean sheet the first game?
Villa? The inept Villa?
Oh, yes, right. Because Villa, yes.
It was 0-0.
Villa down a man. Sunderland, second, with a 1.42 XG.
Interesting.
Having conceded only 2, which would have been week 1, obviously. No, week 2.
Week
it was
2.
against Burnley. Yes, they've clean sheeted
West Ham.
Arsenal, third, at a 1.65 XG against, conceded a total of
0
real goals. So, you want to take that? There's only 2 teams that have conceded 0 goals, Dave. You know who that is?
It's the North London Derbies.
What a fun North London derby it will be this year.
Oh, buddy.
That first North London derby is going to be fantastic.
Is it home or away? I'm looking now. Let's look at the fixtures.
I wonder what
Wrong
shenanigans.
click.
I wonder what
It's at Emirates.
I wonder what shenanigans
In
Arteta
game week 12.
will be up to get his players up for that game.
Probably barbecuing in the locker room again.
One can hope and dream. It'd be amazing.
Yeah. Anyway,
barbecue.
It's like right before Thanksgiving.
no, of the top performing defenses, like Sunderland being second, I mean, you can't really do anything with that. Arsenal 3rd, Chelsea 4th. That makes sense. Brighton 5th. Tottenham actually 6th for XG against. They've it's 2.06, but again, conceded 0. This can all change. I can't imagine.
When games happen, stats change.
That's true. I can't imagine Sunderland staying if Sunderland stays as the second best defense in the Premier League and Newcastle stays at number 1 for the season. That's
that will
gonna
be shock of shocks.
That's gonna change some people's worldviews. I'll tell you that
for sure.
Newcastle actually, for what it's worth, they've only allowed 8 total shots. Are you surprised by that? Your team couldn't put more than 8 shots on them. It seems low.
No, I think
against 10 men.
By
the way, Travis, your comment on Slack was so spot on when you're like, they have 10 men and they're pressing us.
Yeah.
Like,
how are they finding the free man?
Spot on
10
with
men
that.
It was wild. Well, and the weird thing is, from a statistical standpoint, Liverpool still had significantly more possession.
But they were like pinning you back.
But there were extended stretches where Liverpool was on the ropes, and we got scored against. I mean, you're right? It was wild.
You're down
on the high line on a free. It was the whole thing was a wild one.
Nottingham Forest and Brighton, the second fewest shots allowed with 18. So Newcastle, I get it, played against 10 men and then played with 10 men, and somehow in 2 games, Aston Villa and Liverpool have only managed 8 total shots against this Newcastle team.
Love it.
It's too bad that everyone for Newcastle that matters is injured or
suspended
or not wanting to play for them.
Right. It's weird. So weird.
It's the best.
What a bad offseason.
All right.
And what a sad.
Let's talk about injuries. Speaking of injuries, let's do some injury roundup here. Obviously, the most important injury of this game week was
stupid Bukayo Saka's stupid hamstrings. You stupid. That's a guaranteed right now. That was a pretty quick turnaround on the injury discovery for that. 3 to 4 weeks.
Let's give him the season. He's going to be
out a minimum of 3. But again, what's the
rush? We got the Big Easy coming in. What's the rush?
What makes me
shut
nervous,
him down?
Yeah, but what makes me
Madueke can go back to the right.
What makes me nervous is
which
that
will probably happen this
Madueke. I mean that Eze's hamstrings aren't exactly the most durable hamstrings either. He's a guy that's got to be managed too.
Yeah.
So it
feels like he plays like every minute for Palace.
Well, guys who are fit play a lot, and then when they're injured, they don't play much.
Analysis you can only get here.
Breaking news
at the FPL America podcast. Strong work.
Cole Palmer would be probably the next most important injury. Cole Palmer, I think the word on him was scanned. The scans were less. It was less bad of an injury as initially feared. Probably isn't going to play this weekend, which means he's it's out this week and then
he's got an extra week.
Groins tend to do that though, right? Like that's the weird thing about groins is that they seem fine, then you get to warming up, and then they just.
When your groin is hurt, do you want to go running around?
When the groin is hurt, don't want to go running around.
The other players whose injuries were a big deal were already kind of known. The one that would make me nervous about it is Nori having no timeline.
Yeah, interesting.
That's not great. The one that hurt me this week, I really did want Jorginho Ruder to play. That was another one.
That end up being an injury? I never even.
It was an injury, but it's like we'll see. He could be like even yesterday. He was in training.
Okay,
we'll see how he responds. So I'm not sure. I mean, it was obviously not severe enough that it was just seems precautionary. It's not great.
Yeah.
Like what a bad start to a guy that was that was the one real dice roll of the kind of the unsafe people that were out there.
Yeah. Agreed.
Nobody from your team that matters. Alexis McAllister had some kind of issue.
No, he had a baby.
He also had a baby.
His wife had a
Yeah,
baby.
but Frimpong...
He was feeling something. It's fine.
Yeah, but Frimpong is the one we already know it's going to be a while before he's back.
After international break. But
did Connor Bradley play?
He did. Not many minutes, but he did play, yeah.
And if you picked him up, you were mad?
No, he's fine.
Yeah, but he did not start.
Yeah, Sobosai played well.
Oh, right. That's right.
Sobosai played.
Bradley came in.
Right back.
Sobosai moved up into a midfielder role, which is nice. So, yeah. I think Sobosai had a great match, but from an eye test standpoint.
How much longer you want to keep relying on that?
Oh, never. Yeah, it's not a good scenario, but it's
Why
good.
Haven't Liverpool
good that we're
signed any more defenders? It feels like you're wicked weak back there. Obviously, they don't want to play Joe Gomez.
Yeah, but we did sign a defender from Parma, and they're in talks for Gahey. I think they're going to be fine.
Okay,
I think they're going to be fine. We have three left backs, 2 right backs. One of them's injured.
Who
right?
are your right?
And Joe Gomez is your cover, and Endo's your cover.
Right
we have
backs?
plenty of defense.
Who's your 2 right backs?
Frimpong and Bradley.
But neither are healthy. Not healthy enough to start.
Bradley is just coming back from injury.
Okay.
And then again, like I said, we have Gomez, and then we have Endo, and we
but
have.
if you're playing
Szoboszlai
before Gomez, then you don't have.
And I think that's tactical more than anything, just to get speed
though?
out there, because you don't want Endo out there if you need speed, right?
Endo's not a defender; he's a defensive midfielder that never plays defensive midfield.
Well, he did play defensive midfield against Newcastle. He came on, so just saying.
Okay, late in the game.
He's also like 45, so.
He's not that
ease
old.
up
He's
off
not
the
even
guy.
30, I think. Is he?
He's definitely over 30.
Is he?
Yeah.
All right.
He's 32.
The other, I mean, it is a problem for Newcastle as far as injuries go. Already having Anthony Gordon suspended, but then Craig Hope, an excellent person who's covering Newcastle, who we've referenced plenty of times on this podcast, just to talk about the takeaways kind of after the Liverpool loss of Joe Linton's injury and Sandro Tonali's injury, describing them both as doesn't look great. Talking about Sandro Tonali as in that he couldn't move his arm. So you have problems for both of them.
He's also Italian. They whine all the time.
Whoa.
And Fabian Schär, concussion. Never want to have that. So probably not going to play this week, I would imagine. And if he's smart, he would probably not play this week. So that's troublesome for Newcastle. Although I would say, is there like everybody thinks Isak's still going to Liverpool?
I mean,
does anyone care?
I think it's probably a coin flip, or maybe even less than a coin flip right now that he goes to Liverpool. The longer this drags out, the less likely it is to happen. Nobody wants to sell Newcastle a forward, or maybe Newcastle doesn't want to pay for a forward. They need 2.
Mention this again. If I'm Ekitike, who Liverpool probably, when he was signed, was thinking that I'm the guy because no talk about Isak has shown up. Darwin out, Ekitike in, and then all of a sudden there's this other Isak talk. And then all Ekitike does and come in and he scores every game. He's got. I feel like if Isak comes in, Ekitike's got to be like, whoa.
You just need one forward for a team, right?
What's
just
going on
one
here?
Forward. That's it. You just need one.
Because the guy.
I mean, I know Arsenal plays with 0, and they play midfielders in there, but you just need one forward, right?
Just saying.
How's Jesus working out for you? Right,
you know
what I'm saying. Like the bottom line is, like, it's okay.
Health.
I know, but what I'm saying is, it's okay to have 2 guys that play the same position.
Yeah, but these 2 guys want to be starting every
which
week.
Is exactly what you want from your team. You want your team to be hungry to play. You want them mad that they're not getting the minutes.
Pissed if he's
he's doing everything he possibly can.
That's facts.
To be on the pitch, and you know what? Isak can sit on the bench if Ekitike is the one scoring the goals. I don't care. I don't care.
Okay.
Right? We have multiple competitions, lots of games.
I just think it's bad luck. It's a bad luck.
I just don't think that we need to go look for a bad look because the whole situation is a bad look. And that one is like small potatoes compared to all the other crap that's going on.
Maybe.
So as far as I'm concerned, I could take it or leave
it. The biggest story in
a while. Yeah, it's been the big story for a while.
Small potatoes.
Well, no, I'm saying Ekitike is a small potatoes.
Can I ask a quick question as we're wrapping up injury roundup and we go to night moves and captains here?
Sure.
Has Richarlison moved the meter at all for anyone?
Yeah, I was interested to hear about that.
Because
I'll never own him. I can't.
Like he firmly has Solanke in his rearview mirror.
I think this is the issue of having someone the quality of Solanke, or we assume is quality, that there's no reason that he can't just come back in. It's just that Richarlison, the partnership and the work rate of Richarlison with the wingers has been extremely productive so far.
Yeah.
So that's why.
But Richarlison brings a whole different type of. If Frank wants to press, Richarlison brings a completely different angle that Solanke cannot produce. And I just wonder if Solanke doesn't turn into sub in at 75 minutes or 70 minutes or 65 minutes, pick the minute, and come in and be a different style striker to finish out the match. But Richarlison's who you want in there majority of the match.
Dave, that's funny you say that as we're wrapping up, because that's exactly what I wanted to say about Gyökeres, is that was one of the questions, again, not to drag FPL mate back into this, but that was one of his points about Gyökeres playing in physically demanding matches. And why wouldn't that happen, for somebody, even for transfers this, like people, obviously, I think he's the 5th most transferred in or something like that this week. A brace and a lot of points is not enough for him to get higher than what? 5th or 6th most transferred in.
I don't know why people are worried about that so much.
5th most transferred in for forward so far. Pod bet for you guys right now.
No.
The Joker will score at least 1 goal against whatever this Liverpool defense is.
This is interesting. I would say yes.
Travis obviously says no.
The odds would say... I feel like I should get some odds here because chances are he won't. But I'm going to make it fun and go, yes, I think he will.
Just 1 goal. It's one measly goal. Your best center back in the history of the Premier League can't keep.
It's not him who he's worried about.
We have
a giant slow.
Troll,
lumbering sort of
Liverpool's
forward.
defense is terrible right now. I don't feel great about that. I think they'll get scored on. I don't know who it'll be by, but I don't know. We do have we already have a Gyökeres bet going. Most goals before match week 19. I think you should add another one. No, I don't think we need to add any more intrigue to that one.
What was the total, by the way?
There was no total. It was just which player is going to have more goals.
Gyökeres or
Ekitike.
I guess why wouldn't they save him sometimes? Like Trossard can play. You've done that a million times. Why not Trossard?
Can he?
Why not? Why not? In like some sort of, I don't know, you want to finesse a game a little bit. And you feel like you might have that, and Gyökeres comes in at the end.
I think in this last game we obviously had a lead. He has not. You can look at his face. He is not up to match fitness yet, and I think you're at this point. You're just trying to get minutes at a high level and play into fitness at this point. I was encouraged at 71st minute I think is when he got the cutback goal and he chased the ball into the channel and cut back and dribbled all the way across and shot and scored. I think seeing that late in the game when he's not at fitness yet was encouraging.
The answer to the question that you started asking was, is Richarlison an option? And Richarlison, I think, is an option. And I think that's a guy who, if I was wildcarding, I don't know why I wouldn't at least consider
him or Chris Wood.
I don't know, flip a coin.
Okay. But it's in flip a coin range.
Yeah, because I just think, I think what you said.
I'm going to do that then.
I think what you said is right. And that's why, it's football.london. It's all the quotes that everybody pulls from post-match or whatever.
Yeah.
Like Thomas Frank is saying, Richarlison's he's in our first 11.
Yeah.
I mean, he's our starter.
So he fits the Cunha Bumo front style pressing player.
It was Wissa.
Frank likes to
Wissa,
Vissa.
Bumo.
You're right. I said Cunha. I meant Vissa.
Right.
But he fits that mold.
Same kind of guy, but
he fits that mold, and it makes sense. And he's doing it well. I mean, love or hate the guy, he's doing it well.
Yeah, and also I think with him, it's been fitness, and so far fitness is fine. And yeah, look, that's why I said did we talk about it because the reason why I brought in Brennan Johnson, the reason why that was my decision was because Brennan Johnson is the slightly more shooting, attacking player.
Right.
Kudus would be the other. I mean, there's 0.5 is different, but it's like so far
this week at least
they're basically the same number of touches, but it's in the Spurs front three breakdown. It's Kudus and Brennan Johnson 5 touches each in the opposition box, and your team leader for Spurs, Richarlison, 15. Mm-hmm. So like where he's positioning himself, where he's ending up, it seems like it's only going to be better and better for him. Would you rather have
Richarlison or Joao Pedro?
Joao Pedro is going to kill me, and he's killing everyone that doesn't have him. And you have him.
I do have him.
So I would be moving him in if I was wildcarding, not taking him out, and definitely not swapping him for Richarlison.
Richarlison or Ekitike?
Next week, if I had the money, I would go Ekitike.
Yeah.
But it's not because that's the thing. It's like it's the debate this week. My debate this week was not Richarlison or Pedro. It was Chris Wood or Joao Pedro, and it was basically and
you picked Wood.
I picked Wood. I'm playing the next 4 games. I'm playing the next matchup.
I agree with that. So we're talking night moves and captains.
Yeah.
This is my moment to do what Brian tells me to do.
Okay.
That's my pick. I need to move off of Jared Bowen.
Okay, great.
Because that was not a great early season pick. Luckily, he's been sitting on my bench, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I'm losing money. West Ham looks terrible. So my dollars to donuts here is Joao Pedro or Chris Wood. I had picked Wood based on what you said because I agree the matchups look good and you've already done it. But what are you saying? Pedro's the right guy?
So the encouraging thing about Joao Pedro is that Cole Palmer's not playing almost certainly this weekend. And if you have a repeat of what you just had here, where Joao Pedro is the most important attacking player for Chelsea.
He was playing in the 10.
And they're playing Fulham. A home game against Fulham. Fulham, not a pushover.
Not.
So that's the other part of it. I think that is an appropriately gray rated fixture according to the fixture matchup rater on the Fantasy Premier League website.
Well,
but still, it's a home game, and Joao Pedro is...
But who's Force playing? The number 1 target defense.
Right. West Ham, the bottom.
Chris Wood is probably
Chris Wood's the pick, right?
I have seen
he is a captain's choice.
And and I've seen multiple accounts promoting it as
especially
a possible
a
triple captain option.
Yep.
To me, it was hedging toward the matchup.
So you haven't answered my question though. Pedro or Wood for Bowen.
So the next however many matches for Chelsea. So you're home Fulham, at Brentford.
Not bad.
Okay. But it's at Brentford. I would expect a better, that's a little
at this
tougher.
Point, we don't know what Brentford team's going to show
exactly.
up.
Yep.
Then you're at Manchester United, which right this
doesn't
second
scare you too much.
Right. You're not worried about that. That could be the game.
Could be, again, Jekyll Hyde.
But also Chelsea could go in there, and that's the game where they dismantle them. Manchester United drops into the relegation zone, and Amram gets sacked.
Which that's what the players seem to be angling for, anyways.
And then home against
Spokes.
And then home to Brighton.
Loudly.
It's a little tough.
The last time you played home to Brighton is when Cole Palmer had his quarter pounder.
And you love a guy going back to the place he came from.
Right. So also also a revenge game. So I'd say that's a good fixture. And then you're home to Liverpool in game week 7.
So not bad fixtures for Chelsea, but the fixtures for Forest are much better.
It's okay for Chelsea, and that was the reason why just even that initial burst of matches, home West Ham, at Arsenal, where Chris Wood will definitely score, and then at Burnley, home Sunderland. So 3 of the next 4 against 3 of the teams that you would want to see most on your. Like I said, the one thing that makes me nervous is that
you're not committal. You know that I'm going to push the button.
I'm just saying you have a manager at Nottingham Forest who's gripey, and gripey for good reason. So
do as you say, not as you do.
When I looked at it, I did the thing that I said, this is a little bit against my instincts.
So I should follow your instincts and go for Pedro, is what you're saying. Got it. Instinct says Pedro. Got it. Done. I'm going to regret it.
This is exactly why he further solidifies his first place.
First place. That's what he does.
Well, I promised I was going to do this. Because the other one was, I'm going to get rid of Eight Nori. Who did I pick up? And the answer is easy on that one. I don't own Cucurella. Why would I not pick up Cucurella?
Right. You did?
That's easy, yeah. So, I mean, I could easily say that's the pick.
That's the one thing I did correctly to start the season was Mark Cucurella.
Cucurella in for Eight Nori. Pedro in for Jared Bowen. And right now...
no. There is no angrier single player in the Premier League right now than Jared Bowen. So if Jared Bowen gets a big response here, it's because he's angry. You might.
So you're trying to tell me to keep Jared Bowen? Because I will very easily keep Jared Bowen. I'm not going to play him if I do. He'll be.
They're playing at Nottingham Forest. Graham Potter's getting sacked this weekend.
Probably.
That's like a guarantee.
Probably.
They're going to get killed.
Probably.
So in other words,
Jared Bowen's going to score early and wipe out the Nottingham Forest clean sheet, and then the final score is going to be like 6-1. Graham Potter sacked at halftime.
Pedro it is. You got it.
Wildcard chip activated.
I don't know who I'm going to. I don't know who I'm going to captain.
Yep. I said the heck with it. Push the trouble down the road. Look, you got to. If you're in second place, Brian, you got to try to stay in second place. Okay.
I don't know if you guys know this, but Adingra ate my baby.
I know. That's a great name. That's a great name. So look, I'll try to fly through this. I moved Dubravka out and brought in Sanchez.
Okay.
4 of my defenders stayed, so I still have Cucurella, Tarkowski,
so your goalkeepers are Vicario and Sanchez.
Yes. Chelsea, Spurs, goalkeepers.
Okay.
I brought in Calafiori because if he's healthy.
Oh, that was the last thing that we did not even talk about that at all. Is it Timber and Calafiori?
I don't expect them to be scoring goals, but assisting sometimes. But Calafiori is
your choice is Calafiori over Timber.
He's a little bit of a unicorn.
So my other question about that is basically that Timber has like the best defensive performance in 10 years or something like that, or whatever the stat is. Hey, did you see that it was like 15 managers triple captain him?
That's crazy. I don't know if that's more crazy there than the 13.
Nothing.
The 3 triple captainers that triple captain Ballard in week 1 for Sunderland.
My question was: did Ben White lose the job?
He's not healthy.
Yeah, but how not healthy?
I don't know.
All they said was we'll see. That's kind of as good as you're getting on Ben White is we'll see.
Even if he's healthy, he is not starting over Timber or Calafiori, and neither is Miles Skelly.
Okay. So Skelly is a placeholder if something happens to Calafiori or cup matches or whatever.
Correct.
And then if you're well ahead, you sub Calafiori off in like the 75th minute and bring Lewis Skelly on for some attitude.
Both games.
Right.
It's happened both games.
So he's the newer, better Zinchenko.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So but your choice is Calafiori over Timber. I just want that to be clear for everybody.
I don't feel great about it, but at the moment, yes.
Would you pick both?
No. Calafiori started both games. Timber's only started 1. He subbed on against United. Ben White started that game.
All right.
So,
new pod bet. Calafiori will score at least 1 attacking return against Liverpool United.
No, that's too deep.
Why? Why are you afraid?
I don't. I mean, he might. I'm not expecting it. I mean, look, he has turned in
bet.
2 13s in back-to-back weeks. I just don't think that's sustainable.
Okay.
Not against. I mean, Liverpool's defense is bad, but it's not that bad.
I don't know. They're pretty bad.
All right, midfield. This is who knows?
Sorry. Say your defense again.
Cucurella, Tarkowski, Nico Williams, Van de Ven. They were already in my team along with Vicario, and then I brought in Calafiori.
Okay. What's wrong with that?
And I don't know if I'm even going to start him. We'll see. I don't know. The other guys, I mean, Nico Williams, I'm definitely starting him home to West Ham.
6-1.
Tarkowski's at Wolves, starting him. Probably we'll start Cucurella. And
all right.
Anyways, whatever.
Podcast bet. Nottingham Forest is going to lose 5 or 6-1. I mean, Nottingham Forest is going to beat West Ham 5 or 6-1 this weekend. Yes or no?
No, it won't be. They won't score.
I say
goals.
yes.
Okay,
write it down.
Okay, I love that. Midfield, Eze. That's a little risky. I think he's gonna. I don't know if he's gonna start, but he might start.
Okay,
he might start in the left. The other reason why I increasingly like Gyökeres going forward. If Eze is starting, look how many times Eze connects with Mateta.
Oh, true. Hey, he's got a good point.
Okay, so
Travis is busy typing.
Eze
I'm writing your bet down.
Eze
right.
makes Mateta more valuable. Mateta's an excellent player. Eze makes Mateta greater, and I think Eze might have a shot to do the same with Gyökeres.
Okay.
Mateta and Gyökeres kind of play in the same way. Brendan Johnson, you love that. I kept
That
Cody
actually is
Gakpo.
copying.
I kept Cody Gakpo on my team because he gained in value for me.
Okay.
I've also kept Reinders because he's gained 2 tenths for me. He's actually went up in price. I don't love that, but I'm going to keep him because I don't want to lose that price gain.
That's interesting.
I might change that because technically I have gained a 10th. And then Semenyo, and then I brought in Semenyo. I think he might end up being in my team the rest of the season, barring injury.
I don't know why you wouldn't take. I agree with that.
Right. Ekitike, Joao Pedro, and Chris Wood.
Okay.
Now, that leaves a crap ton of money in my bank. I was close to being able to bring in Holland. I couldn't this week. I just don't have the money yet. But I really like Pedro. As you guys just discussed, Pedro and Woods' schedule is great going out. I don't love Ekitike. I might not start him this week, but the rest of the weeks he'll be in the lineup probably every week. I mean, the Liverpool has shown Ekitike has proven that he can score, so I love that. So captaining this week, this is gonna be a game time decision. I think it's difficult to go away from Pedro. Brian, your point about him playing in the 10 where Palmer played. Palmer's not going to play this week. That is really interesting, even home to Fulham. It would probably be Pedro or Chris Wood would be my guess for my
easily
captain
going to be
this
the top.
week. Yeah, probably.
All right, Brian. You already brought in Johnson.
You already talked about your
my transfers were, like I said, it was full Krug needed to go. Already lost a 10th on him, and Saka was my preferred midfielder to go just because of this. I would say the certainty of him missing.
And Brendan Johnson. You brought in Brendan Johnson.
Brendan Johnson and Chris Wood were the replacements.
Good ads. Captaining.
Chris Wood.
It's probably Chris Wood.
Okay.
I could captain Cucurella.
Travis.
I changed my mind.
Okay.
Double. I moved to Chris Wood because it didn't save when I tried to do Pedro. It made me sign in again for some reason.
It did that to me when I
took it as a sign that I needed to go with Wood, so I went with Wood, and I'm captaining Wood.
That is so.
That's amazing.
But I also picked up Cucurella, which was your pick.
Okay, yes.
So I am still on track to do what Brian says.
All right, I'm clicking now. Make transfers on the wild card. It is now official.
All right.
I'm a little surprised that I
didn't need to pull the trigger, but I did anyways.
I'm surprised you're not putting Matt Sells as one of your goalkeepers.
I didn't want to say anything, but Matt Sells and Jordan Pickford are my 2 goalkeepers, and I can't tell you how how great I feel about them.
Like that.
Matt Sells did win the Golden Glove, shared it with Raya last year. And who knows? You're right. Maybe I'm on my wild card. I can make that.
He plays West Ham this week. That's the key.
Yeah, and a 5-1 victory.
I like that better than Vicario home to Bournemouth.
I don't love the Bournemouth
worries
matchup.
me a little bit.
Yeah,
Bournemouth worries me a little bit.
Yeah,
they have a beefy enough midfield to hang in there with Spurs.
Pickford away to Wolves is also not a bad matchup.
Yeah, so who's going to score? Strand.
He's going to be at Newcastle.
Maybe, actually.
He is going to score.
Yep. All right, gentlemen, awesome work. Definitely, I think our most informative and best pod yet this season. Let's go.
You say that every week.
I do not say that every week. But I am saying it this week for the FPL America podcast. This is David Smith. Until next time.